with Snow Coming star Trevor Donovan again, but this time he's got a couple of sidekicks with him. I'm talking about Dogbert and Tito. They're filling us in on Trevor's second book about the life and adventures of these guys. Welcome back, Trevor, and welcome, Dogbert and Tito.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Oh, they're used to the applause. They're very famous.
Yes, they look very relaxed. They've been through hair and makeup.
Yes.
They've been through wardrobe. They look
great.
fantastic. Listen, these guys right here, they've got a lot of fans because they sort of followed the adventures of both of them on your YouTube channel, right? You've kept us up to date. Now, of course, through the years, we've seen Dogbert's health decline a little bit. So remind us again about Dogbert's condition.
It's called degenerative myelopathy, and it's essentially the canine version of ALS, and it's a slow deterioration based in the spinal cord. And he has gone lost the use of his hindquarters, and it gradually moves its way up. There's no pain involved. He's still, as you can tell, still handsome and with it and happy, and but it's
debilitating
a hard thing.
for him.
It's debilitating. It's a hard thing to watch. But.
And we can see that, you know, like you said, it hasn't slowed him down much because you put the wheelchair on him.
Yeah, he's got his wheels. He's got a little hot rod. So we throw this thing on him, and he cruises around the neighborhood. I even have a video of him chasing a coyote down the street.
His wheelchair? Oh my goodness.
Barking at him. Hasn't lost his gusto, that's for sure. So.
Will this eventually go up into his front legs as well?
Yeah, it can, and it's there's really nothing you can do about it. Like I said, the good thing is there's no pain involved, so you know he's not in pain. There's some frustration when he can't get out of his bed, and you know he's lost the use of his bowels or control of his bowels, so that sort of stuff is difficult.
And unfortunately, as of now, there is no medicine that's going to slow it. There's really nothing that they can do, much like the human form of ALS,
Right.
and I know a little bit about that, well, actually a lot about that because my father passed away of the disease, and it's I always say one of the most hateful things you can see because the brain is intact, yet the rest is just. So Larissa, you are sitting in on this segment because this is something that's also very near and dear to your heart. We talk about these sort of things every day, and this is a direct result, Larissa, of improper breeding. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's hard to talk about, as you can see. You know, it doesn't affect just the dogs, it affects all the people that the dogs are around as well, and the people who love on these dogs. And unfortunately, many breeding situations, whether it be puppy mills, backyard breeders, just oopsies, my dog was never spayed or neutered and got pregnant. These people behind that aren't taking into account the health of the animals. They're profits over health, profits over safety. And when you're just breeding, you're not testing for things that are obviously easy to test for and to determine ahead of time because you're about making $1. And unfortunately, a lot of animals that are improperly bred end up having issues that you don't see on day 1 or day 10 or day 600. They happen later on. And unfortunately, by then, there are so many people that have fallen in love with them and have to go through the heartbreak. And it's not about us, it's about them. But everybody in turn is affected. And it's a horrible situation.
And another one of those conditions is hip dysplasia, which is fairly common in the larger breeds, which is a little different from this.
Yes, that's a good point to mention because there's hip dysplasia, there's arthritis, there's DM, which is degenerative myelopathy. Totally different. Now, I'm not a vet, so I will tell anybody first and foremost, if they are concerned about their animals and any limb or joint problems, please, x-rays, MRIs, go see your vet. But what I do know is that there is a big difference. Hip dysplasia is basically when the bones and the hip sockets don't fit properly. So they cause grinding, they cause discomfort, they can cause arthritis over time. Happens a lot with older dogs. It can be bred, it can be from the mom. DM is also bred, and it affects the spinal cord. It's a disease. So it's in the spinal cord, and it affects the back usually first, and then it is, as it says, degenerative, and it could, goes through the rest of the dog. And so there's no going back. Hip dysplasia, there are certain treatments and things to do to help with the discomfort. DM, unfortunately, there aren't, as far as I am aware.
And Trevor, you're in the middle of writing your second book. You've decided that, you know what, it's good for you to go through this by writing about it. So you've decided to document this Dogbert's degenerative disease as a sort of children's book or even a book for adults through the eyes of Dogbert and Tito and in their adventures. Now, as difficult as this has been for you, you also say that through this experience, Dogbert has taught you some immeasurable life lessons.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's therapeutic, you know. As you can see, I mean, he's still happy, and so it's hard. I know I'm gonna have to say goodbye to him at one point before his brain's ready to go. So.
But you know, it also just shows us the amount of love that these animals give to us, regardless of what they're going through.
And the beautiful way that you're able
Absolutely.
to help deal with the feelings with writing this book and sharing the story and your YouTube channel and getting a following. I mean, this is you're doing everything you can.
Absolutely, and just reaching as many people as we can. I mean, I was trying to figure out how to reach as many people as possible through Facebook and Instagram, and I'm reaching 30 million people a month on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And are you getting any response from other people who are going through something
Yeah, I
similar?
mean, there's been DM discussion boards and things, so I got a lot of information from that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
But you know what's
You know, and just to see, you know, Tito's losing his buddy. We got a new addition to the family. There's Shadow, who's a little golden retriever, bringing a little life. And
All that said, I got to say, watching him around set, it seems like he's a happy guy. He's dealing with this as well as any.
it's
any
probably
dog
more. It's
could.
much more difficult for me than it is for him, which is good. That there's no pain. But
the fact that Tito also understands that, you know, his buddy isn't what his buddy used to be and sort of helps him around is.
yeah, he comes over to his bed since he can't get up, and he'll lay down next to him and start pawing him to play.
I mean, it's the cutest.
Yeah.
Larissa, I'd love to hear one more time from you about what people at home maybe could learn or can expect, maybe if they're thinking about adopting an animal with a disability or maybe a senior dog.
I think as sad as this is, and there's no doubt about that, and what you're going through, the fact that you are turning it as positive as it can be and helping spread the word, because as you said, it can be prevented, and giving people some information. Knowledge is power, and teaching people what they can do, what questions to ask for, what to be expecting if they adopt a senior dog or a disabled dog, and the fact that it is doable and you still get a lot of love and a lot of life from them. And absolutely everybody should, if they can, not discount bringing a special needs baby into their home. It is harder, no doubt about it. I can't make rainbows and butterflies, but it brings you so much love and truly changes your life and teaches you lessons that you won't learn otherwise.
I think that's absolutely
Because
true. I think we've got evidence of that right here.
Yeah, he can have a quality of life. He does have a very high quality of life for what he's going through. So, but if it can be prevented, it should be.
Yes, agreed.
Well,
Trevor, thank you
for
so
being
much for
here
sharing
and
this
sharing all
story.
this. And Dogbert and Tito, thank you guys
Yes,
too.
thank you,
We really appreciate it.
guys.
As you, Larissa, thank you for being here and sharing your wisdom as well. The new Love Always Tito and Dogbert book will be announced soon on Trevor's social media sites, so keep an eye out for that. And of course, to learn more about the adoptable dogs that we feature on our show every day, go to hallmarkchannel.com.